Hey, good morning, David. This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your chosen Victor. This is by Jimmy Saber Junk and Saber Bay. Designed with, actually I designed a brass kind of hybrid chassis, mixed chassis for this guy. We're going to go over my desk as usual and take a look at it. Hey, good morning, David. We're going to go over your chosen Victor here. It is installed with a brass mixed chassis that you had me design for this guy with a Proffie V3, a 2-button setup. The journey to make this guy a 2-button setup is an interesting one. This switch right here, easy enough. This is going to be your auxiliary switch. Your switch in this switch box is located right underneath right here. So when pressing on it, just press here and then that will actuate that switch. The power switch, however, the wires go up here through these tubes into these tubes, and it is located under this guy right here. And that was an interesting install. So power switch up here. You're running a stock V3 NPXL in this particular guy because that's what I had with me. Coming over to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew your pommel. All right, so we're going to unscrew your pommel. Take that off, put it off to the side, and you can just pull your chassis right out. All right, and this is what you've got. A removable battery setup right here. Underneath this brass accent piece, there's a 19 pixel accent strip. It says Solo Sabers over here for me. A couple brass greeblies for your speaker area. 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite. You've got your Proffie V3 here. I know you like to do your own configs now that I have converted you over into a Proffie guy. So for now, this just has my sound font on it. A copy of the config file is on the SD card because there are several blade styles that we're going to go over here in a second. All right, kill switch right in front of the board. Over here, you have another 19 pixel accent strip. It says Chosen Victor over here in Arabic. All right, so your accent strip is here. Moving up, your brass chassis. So all this is brass. Your brass crystal chamber, rather. You have a real quartz crystal in there. It has its own Neopixel accent on the bottom. You have this spinning piece right here that we'll go over when we turn the Saber on. And behind the crystal chamber that you maybe could just barely make out, if I point it out, if you look down in there, you could barely see that LED. But there is a 10 pixel strip that runs the length right here, like from here to here. It's a 10 pixel strip, and that shines, as you'll see here in a second. All right, and then we're using a Smuggler's Outpost switch pixel PCB set. So this PCB lines up with a pin system in there that doesn't come out. All right. Several blade styles on here. I think it's 5, but we're going to go over them. You'll see it like typically in my configs, I put a title right above each blade style, and it's the same on this one, but we'll go over it real quick. The first blade style will be your blade. The second blade style will be your motor, so no matter what you do or what changes you make, go ahead and keep that blade style the same for your motor. The third blade style will be that 10 pixel strip. Okay. The fourth blade style will be this crystal right here, so single pixel. The fifth and final blade style will be these guys right here, these two 19 pixel strips. They are wired in unison, so they act the same. But much like the last Saber that you and I talked about, and you did go this route, you can break this 10 pixel strip into different subblades. You can break it up into 10 different subblades if you wanted to, one for each pixel. And you can break these guys up into subblades if you like to. So again, you could have 19 subblades for this if you wanted to, for each pixel doing something different. I don't recommend that. That's a hell of a config, but it is possible if you wanted to do that. All right, spring side over here for the negative side of your battery, please. So this is a Keep Power 18650. We're just going to pop in there. Come over here and flip the switch. So if I turn this light off, you can see I've got your crystal pulsing green. I made that strip in the back blue. So it does go down and up. It goes behind the crystal and back up. All right. And then these guys are doing the same thing here. So if I put that on my hand, hopefully you can see that both doing the same thing. I have twist on this particular setup because I wanted to test the chassis outside of the Saber. I installed this before I installed the switches and everything, so I needed some way to test it. All right, so turn that on. That's spinning there. These do a little something different. The crystal does do a solid green, but I've got that LED strip in the back doing a fast scroll. All right, and then you've got twist off. Put this in the Saber however you like. You know, as long as this side goes in first, it doesn't matter. And then this pommel will come through. We'll screw it on. When this is screwed down nice and tight, you can come over here on this switch and hit power. Nice and beefy, right? Auxiliary, remember, right here. And you've got twist off. So we're going to throw a blade in here. This is, of course, your blade retention screw and is made for a 1-inch diameter blade. So we'll just make sure that blade is bouncing on those pins, hold it down, and tighten up your blade retention. All right, so 2 ways to turn this on for now. You can hit power, right? Or you could twist on. Auxiliary. Blade lock up. Soundtrack. Long press on the power. Another long press to turn it off. Just like that. All right, so we'll go ahead and take the blade out. Loosen up your blade retention. Pop your blade out. Come over here and unscrew your pommel. Chassis slides right out. We'll turn it on. And then flip it off with the kill switch right here. All right, and then when you want to take your battery out, you can do it with your finger. You can pop it out just like that. All right, but that is basically your custom chassis for your chosen Victor. Let me know if you have any questions. I know that you are out of town at the moment, so I will just kind of hang on to this guy until you tell me it is safe to send it your way. All right, thanks, man.